Hello, welcome back to somewhere in Wisconsin. I hope you guys are doing well. Haven't made a video in quite a long time, but I'm going to show my bow a little bit today. I'm going to talk a little bit about the vanes I chose. Haven't really mentioned that in any of my videos yet. I'm going to shoot a little 300 game at 50 meters today and see how I do. I've never shot a 50 meter round or a game. Yeah, I hope you guys stick around for it and just getting a little shooting in. See how I do. First off, mosquitoes, as always, are awful. I just shot my first warm-up end here, and if you didn't know, 50 meters is about 55 yards. So it's kind of where I'm going to warm up at today. Haven't shot any 50 meter face like this before, so I'm going to shoot this face today. We're going to see how I do and just kind of keep track of my score as I go. This is the first group of the day, so that is definitely a solid group. It's a 60. Okay, even with this bad shot right here, it still is a 60. I think this is the proper face. Nope, I think it's the wrong face. So I'm going to throw on, I think this is a 70 meter face maybe. I don't really know much about shooting this style of archery, but I have another face right over there that I can throw on this target for that I can use. I think you shoot an 80 centimeter face at 50 yards. I might be wrong, who knows though. Guys, at the end of this video I'll just talk a little bit about the vanes I picked, but and why I kind of went with them, but I ended up sticking with the Boning air vanes this year. Just going to shoot 5 ends of 6 arrows each. Each arrow scored is 10, and that's your 300 round at 55 yards or 50 meters. It looks like that face is significantly bigger than the one that I have right here for me to shoot at. So another practice end. Second warm-up end, I'm going to throw on the actual target I'm going to shoot. And I'm going to maybe shoot one more practice end and then we'll start scoring. Here's my second group. Not a terrible group. Not as good as my first one, but it's okay. You can see this face is much bigger than the other one. So that must be like a longer target, maybe 70 meters. Ow. Let's shoot this one. One practice end with this. We'll go from there. Ooh, that felt high. I'm gonna be honest here, that was an ugly end, I think. I don't really like aiming on this target face for some reason. I think I can't see my pin, or it's like my focus keeps jumping between my pin and the target when normally I just like to stare right through my pin at my target. So it wasn't terrible, but it could definitely be a better group. I've shot much better groups, so this is an awful group for me. But we'll see if we get a little better here as we go. It's kind of the goal. Never shot it before and want to try it, so I think we got 3 10s, 2 9s, and an 8. So yeah, that's that. First end was a 56, dropped 4 points. It's fine. Gotta get used to aiming on this face. I don't know if a different pin color would help. black spot would help. I don't shoot this very much, so I'm not gonna change this to shoot today, but something to think about when you're aiming. Stare at the target. Try to look through your pin. I think your mind will naturally center that pin on that target for you, as long as you're focusing on that. When my focus jumps back and forth, my groups open up. And number 2, complete. One shot. Did not feel the best. The other ones felt okay. I had one shot that just felt like I forced it a little bit. Let's walk up here and take a quick look at them. Looks like there's 4 solid ones and 2 low ones. So that's a 58, I guess. Goal today is just to get kind of better and just feel more comfortable with every end shooting this. I've never shot it before, so there you go. 58 and a 56. See how the next end goes. Third end, see how we do here. That one fell left. I think it's in the 10 though. See, that's what, the more you shoot, you start to notice these things that, like, if you're just focused on aiming and focused and not worried about where your pin is really, except that it's centered and you're staring at that center line, your bad shots, the shots that feel like they won't be in, a lot of times will end up inside of, you know, the spot you're aiming at. Whereas if you're trying to force that pin into there, you're trying to execute when it's only in that spot, a lot of times your shots end up worse. So like I said, my groups tighten up when I'm just staring at that X and staring through that X, and I'm not really focused on the pin. The pin is just in my, it's in my line of vision, but it's not what I'm focused on. It's not what I'm thinking about. When I bounce back and forth between pin and sight, I have issues aiming, and I think in that instance, like a black dot might help because I could just see it, but I don't have to really see it. So, anyways. See, that one right there. I glanced at my pin because I was having a hard time seeing it in my vision, and that shot felt way not good. Yeah, it's an 8. So it's not in there because I wasn't focused on that spot downrange. That last year I noticed myself glancing. My sight light, I can actually change the color of the pin, but I have green, I have blue, and I have red. And none of those really help with this face. I think a black dot would really help me narrow my groups in because I could see through the pin and not really be distracted by trying to look for the pin to make sure it's centered. 3 in the 10, 3 out of the 10. This was that bad one where I said right away that I could feel that it was not pretty. So I dropped 1, 2, 3, 4 points there. Key here is if I make good shots, the arrows go where they're supposed to go. When I make bad shots, the arrows don't. Or I lose focus. It's all on me, really. You know, it's just the way it is. Jeez. Just gotta let the shots happen. Ugly day. Last end I shot my best end of the day. 58. Well, tied for my best end, but it felt the best. This is by far probably my best group of the day, but it's my worst score of the day. So for some reason this whole end, they all went low. Probably had something to do with my anchor, my form, but yeah, so that's my first ever 50 meter, I guess, world archery round or feeder round. And this last end was my worst scoring end, but it is my best group. So I got to get used to the face, really. I personally, I know I can shoot better groups. Like I shoot better groups on like the field archery faces, like the one that's right over there, that black and white dot. That's like a hunter round on a field round. And then the field rounds, I actually struggle a bit with those targets as well. So it's a black circle, white ring. I have a hard time with those as well. So if anybody's got any suggestions out there on shooting those faces, whether it be running a black dot or something different, I just have a hard time getting my pin brightness right to see the target. And that's kind of my issue with today. I know I can shoot these groups right here pretty consistently, but on this face for some reason I did not do that today. So anyways, I think I ended up with 4, 6, 10, 16, 18, 26. I dropped 26 points on this 300 round, which isn't very good shooting. But I encourage you guys to go out and give it a try. It's 55 yards or 54.5 yards, right around there. It's 50 meters. Give it a try. And on another note, I ended up shooting these boning air vanes this year, and I did a series on arrow building earlier in the year, so you guys can check that out if you want. There's 3 parts to it, and I think the biggest thing that narrowed it down to these 2 fletchings right here. This is a flex fletch 187, and these flew good too. In fact, all the vanes flew pretty good. I had some boning blazer vanes, which are bigger, which is a little bit bigger for like a field type of shooting, and those grouped really well. And I had a Blazer X2, or just an X2 vane by Boning, and those also shot good. The reason I didn't shoot those 2 vanes is because I did lose a little bit downrange. Like they grouped, slightly lower than my other vanes. They also corrected my bad arrow flight a little bit better as well. So they grouped better out of my bow before I had it tuned to like this setup. So that was kind of an interesting tidbit. When I was shooting those blazer vanes, especially the blazer vanes, they corrected the arrow really, really well. So it was down between these 2. Well, the first batch I did of these, every vane came off. I didn't realize Flex Fletch used, they must put something on their vanes, so they all fell off. So the next batch I fletched up with them, after they all fell off, I just wiped some acetone on the vane and then fletched it up with my normal glue that I use. I usually just use a super glue. And that has held up. So you don't necessarily need the primer pen or the cleaning pen. You just wipe the base of these vanes with acetone. They stick really well for me. And I just use super glue. So that was the vane. And I actually kept 4 of them fletched up just to shoot a little bit this summer. And they pretty much group right with the pink ones here, with the boning air vanes. I ended up sticking with the air vanes because these needed 0 prep. I mean, I wiped the shaft down, put glue on them, and they stick. I haven't lost 1 vane on these all year. They've been super durable, haven't damaged one, and that's kind of why I ended up shooting these pink vanes this season. So I shot all 4 vanes for quite a long time, about a month. Just groups and groups and groups, and by the end of that month, I just started grabbing the boning vanes out of my quiver more often. I started grabbing the flex fletch vanes off. The only reason I shot the boning over the flex fletch was because of that arrow prep. You got to do a little bit more to get them ready to get on your arrow, and that's fine. I don't mind doing that, but these boning airs, same performance. I just put glue, wipe the shaft down, and I'm good to go. So that's that. If you guys want a review on these Victory Vap arrows, let me know. I've been shooting them all season. I've shot really well. I've shot some of my best field scores with them this season, and they've been plenty accurate at all distances, And I've just really enjoyed shooting these arrows this year for my field. I haven't lost one arrow yet, haven't damaged one arrow. I mean, I've damaged them. Like, I've shot some bushings off. I've broken lots of nocks this year, but the shafts have held up really, really well. And super happy with them. Thought I'd have to buy some new ones at the end of the year. I don't think I will. There's only a few weeks left of the field stuff left that I'm going to shoot this year, and then I'll start to get my bow hunting setup ready. But been really happy with these arrows. And I'm going to shoot them as long as I can and keep shooting them. So I might do a little review on those if you guys want that. Just let me know down in the comments below. If you shoot FITA or this face often, let me know what dots you put on your pin or on your lens. If you shoot a lens, that will help me out greatly. I just have a hard time seeing that pin in the yellow at the right brightness that I want it. So if you're into my waterfowl stuff, make sure you stick around. Got lots of that stuff coming up this fall. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like our content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel right down below. Give this video a big like, and we will see you on the next one. I'm Chase. We're always somewhere in Wisconsin. We'll see you later.